Hello and welcome to another Game Nexus gameplay video. Today we're going to be taking yet another look at Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, released in 2021 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. This video I'm going to play as Eileen, who was one of the new characters in Virtua Fighter 5, the original version. And just like in my Akira video before it, it's doing the alternate route here. And now, if you've not seen any of the other videos or you're unfamiliar, this game is a upgraded version of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown that has been like upscaled, and they improved the character models and everything, and put it back online so people can play against all their friends.
Round two. Ready,
and that really does help, because previously one of the Yakuza games, you could play Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown as like a bonus game, but you know, it's a lot better to have it as a standalone that you can just play on your PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 without the need for another game. But in Japan, this was actually called Virtua Fighter 5 Esports. And then I guess they figured Ultimate Showdown was a better name here in the US because it kind of goes along with the other games in the series instead of being a weird name that makes no sense. Plus, I think everybody was tired of esports at that point.
round one. Ready,
But yeah, definitely have to say the character models and all of the assets in the game couldn't look better. The only thing that would possibly be better is if they gave everyone a complete redesign for Virtua Fighter 6 if that ever comes out. I'm recording these videos in the beginning of November of 2024, so by the time you watch this, for all we know, Virtua Fighter 6 might already be a thing.
ready, go!
But considering every Virtua Fighter 5 video I have made, from the original arcade version all the way to Ultimate Showdown here, I've wished for that. I guess it might just be wishful thinking on my part. It's funny to see Eileen, such a small character, just kick Takarashi out of the ring like that. Like, he weighs nothing. But, you know, it's just a fighting game, so they have to make, like, the smaller characters able to beat the bigger characters. The only thing I'd understand is if, like, the game wanted to be more realistic. If, like, let's say Eileen was trying to throw Takarashi, maybe she wouldn't be able to because she's not strong enough. But not too many games have, like, gone that far and, like, made it that realistic. But yeah, I remember whenever I think of Eileen, I always think of the original, like, intro to Virtua Fighter 5, where it, like, shows Blaze and Eileen as the newcomers.
Ready,
And as opposed to the older games where everything was always done in real time, Virtua Fighter 5 was actually the first game to feature the pre-rendered CGI intros.
knockout.
But if you haven't seen any of the other videos, what I done was I purchased this game and one of the DLC packs when it was offered for like $10 instead of $30. And then I bought one of the other DLC packs for $2, and I'm still waiting for the Legendary pack to go down. But I think it's kind of cool that you'll see like those little tips between matches that'll tell you, okay, well here's a tip to do a little bit better. It's always very useful when it comes to like a game like this. And I'm still surprised to this day that the game is not on Xbox systems, but this game actually ran on the Sega All's UX arcade hardware, which, similar to what ran Dead or Alive 5, the arcade version, basically it used fairly off-the-shelf PC parts. And then, of course, a lot of the games and their updates were just pushed via a server. And I definitely have to say, this Vanessa Lewis stage reminds me a little bit of the Dead or Alive. I think it was Dead or Alive 4 that had the dinosaur stage, because it looks a lot like that prehistoric shrubbery, if you will. More like that jungle type environment. And I could remember when Virtua Fighter 5 had come out. I remember there were people for the PlayStation 3 who were saying, "Oh well, Virtua Fighter 5 came out on PlayStation 3 because Xbox 360 can't do it." And of course, you know, you always get those arguments from people. Oh, it definitely can do it. There's no way that this game couldn't be rendered on this system. But the way I understand it worked was the version for PlayStation 3 was actually based off of one of the earliest arcade versions, and then the Xbox 360 version, which of course was eventually released and looked almost identical to the PS3 version, ran off of like Virtua Fighter 5 version C. So it had some like enhancements and some upgrades. But neither version, of course, had any of the Virtua Fighter 5 R upgrades, which nobody got those until Virtua Fighter Final Showdown got released on those consoles as a digital-only title. So, sadly, after Virtua Fighter 5 got released on the consoles, you didn't get another physical edition. What would be cool is if Virtua Fighter 6 came out and Virtua Fighter 6 had guest characters from other fighting games, kind of like how Dead or Alive 5 had the Virtua Fighter characters as guest characters. And I could remember when Dead or Alive 5 came out, you had Akira Pai and Sarah. I was thinking, oh good, hopefully this means like a new Virtua Fighter game will come out, because people are now excited to see these characters again. And of course, pretty much as you know, that never happened, because another brand new Virtua Fighter game did not come out at that point. And personally, I don't consider Ultimate Showdown a brand new Virtua Fighter game. And I remember when I saw this, what just happened, he ringed out himself. He stepped out of the ring and basically eliminated himself from the match. And I was like, wow, he just basically gave up. And this was another thing. I wasn't sure that if I was going to beat a Kiriyuki as Eileen or not. And somehow I once again was able to get through him. But if you saw when you got kind of close to him there, you can see all the texture of his shirt and everything. And they really did do a good job on the graphics here. Everything definitely looks really sharp. So as I was saying in all my other videos just as well, but if either you've never tried Virtua Fighter or you haven't played it in a while, this is definitely a good entry to like cut your teeth on. It's really fun, even in just single player modes, and of course I'd imagine as long as you don't get anyone who's like too like super good at the game, you might have some fun matches with some friends, because that's one thing I never liked about online fighting games is when you get into like a room and they're all like the most elite players in the world, and you know you don't even stand a chance because you just played this casually. You're not sitting there 3 hours a day getting good at a character. But that's one thing I always did when I was young. My friends and I would like just play the fighting games and switch the controller out now and then. It's like I get next, you know, like that. None of us were really like super game players, but yeah, we had a good time with it. And just like with Aoi, I chose the second outfit for Eileen here. And then here's once again for you to see the Dural totally destroy me in this game. And there's that one where I told you where she was just kind of squatted down. I think this might be the only gameplay where you see her doing that. So there's at least 3 distinct different intros for Doral. There's the one where she's walking, there's the one where she's squatted down, and there's the one where she jumps up from above. At least those are the 3 I've seen in the gameplays I've done in this game. I think it was only as Pai-chan where I beat her once.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Because as I'd mentioned in the other gameplay, it seems like she knows what you're going to do before you do it, so I wouldn't be surprised if the actual AI for Doral has input reading, which a lot of games actually employ that in arcades because they want to, you know, get as many quarters out of the player as possible. But yeah, definitely a good game, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, so give this one a shot for sure, because it's a very good entry in the series, and I would highly recommend it. Well, this has been another Game Nexus gameplay video, and I shall see you later. Bye.